Kowa 55. How's it gonna do? Welcome to the Yukon in North 61. So I've been doing a full fitness program. So I've been fairly busy. Went to Alberta, sold a bunch of rifles. That is the sound of someone on that steel bridge. You can hear that forever, but that is Teslin. So I'm going south to see my boy, bring him back up where he can get some work done here this summer. So I got my boy from Edmonton. Here we are at Trapper Gord's, a pretty good store, and here he is, outfitted himself to be an electrical apprentice here in Whitehorse. There he is. So once again, I used this eye chart and at 37 yards and saw how good the resolution is of these various instruments, and it's always interesting. So I got my hands finally on one of these Kowa 55s, and it's a 28 ounce. It's an amazing little instrument. However, there are a lot of compromises you make. Even with the finest fluoride lenses, it's a little short on eye relief for me for glasses, and that 55 millimeter lens just doesn't pull in. There's a limit to how much light that's going to pull in. So it's very, very good. It's a very, very good instrument. I can't imagine a better small instrument. For example, when I compare it to this Razor, this Razor is not in the same optical class. Resolution, I can get a full step further with that 55. However, I like the eye relief on this better. So I'm gonna keep that because for me that's still a very usable quality. I also looked at my 20 power loophole. It's not the same class as any of this stuff. It's 2 steps behind. However, once you look at the 50 millimeter Vortex versus the 55 millimeter Kowa, the 55 millimeter Kowa is always, you can always see a step further or more, and it's brighter, but the eye relief isn't quite as good. The other superiority of this little Vortex I just have to mention is this really fine focus. So I noticed that compared to anything I've ever used, you can get right on with the focus. It tricks you to thinking this is a better scope than it is because you just have such a great ability with that super fine focus to get right on, where these other instruments are a little coarser and it takes you a little longer, and also it takes no effort. So that means you're not shaking the thing. So I don't know why more companies couldn't copy that really super fine focus. It really makes a difference. So like with this thing, I'm right on in 2 seconds. I'm on focused. Every other instrument I have, it in, out, back, forth till you get the ultimate sharpness. So I can get to the ultimate sharpness of this instrument like that. These other instruments sometimes takes 10, 20 seconds, which doesn't sound like much, but it feels like an eternity sometimes because you're right on with this thing. Beautiful design Vortex. However, it's not quite in the same optical league. Where these little mini instruments fall down is like, here's my friend's 60 millimeter Kowa. This is not the Promenar, this is just the regular Kowa. These are like, the bodies are $600 Canadian, and I get just as good a resolution with this 60 millimeter as I can with that 55, and both of them are better than the 50. The color is not quite as good. The contrast is not quite as good on this as it is on the 55. But as far as looking at sheep horns and figuring out is that legal or not, I think this instrument is very, very close to being as good as the 55. You used to be able to buy this in a Promenar, and I thought about that and I didn't. And these are light. These are only like, these are under 36 ounces. These are about 35 ounces. So, another 7 ounces, another 7, 8 ounces over that 55, and less than half the price. You also have, with this 60 and the 66 and the 77 and the 88 and the 99 Kowa, you can get different lenses. You can go with, this is a 20 to 60. And when the light is good, I can go all the way up to 60. Where with that 55, I can only go up to 45. And with the Razor, I can only go up to 33. And this 60, it starts to take over a little bit in really, really good light. In bad light, you can't use it because you just don't have enough. You don't have enough optical acuity. So when you shoot up to 33 power, you can see once again that Vortex is behind, but the two Kowas, the 55 and the 60 millimeter, which are just, you know, third the price, that 60 millimeter almost, is right up there. And again at 45 power, they're right together. And when the light gets really good, you can start using that 60X, but not when the light is poor. But I'm going to take a very, very close look at the 66 Promenade. It's quite a bit lighter than the 65s from Leica, and I'm going to go angled. Again, straight, you gotta move your neck to get in, where if you're going angled, it's so much easier on your neck. I think it makes a lot of difference for being able to glass for a long time. So I'm selling that Leica, too heavy for a 65. And I'm going to see what else is out there.